Most traders aren't exactly blowing their accounts, but they're also not growing their accounts. So they are just bouncing around at break even. They're not progressing forward or they're not going backwards. And they can get stuck here for months or sometimes years. And it's just because of their mindset and their subconscious programming, which is what is keeping them stuck at break even. It's not the market. It's not really strategy. It's the way they react to wins and losses and how they come out of these situations that keep self-sabotaging every time they move forward. So this is exactly why I created the Inner Edge Pro, which is basically a subconscious reprogramming course to help eliminate all the negative emotions and all the negative blocks that are blocking traders so that they can move forward and break out of the plateau, so to speak, and progress to the boss level, the final stage 4, which is the unconscious competence level of trading, which is basically mastery. So in this video, we're going to go through a little bit about the issues with being a break-even trader, or if you're about to become a break-even trader, then you're going to want to watch this video to the end because I'm going to go through the emotions and the psychological traps that are holding you back so that you can understand them and then have your breakthrough if you decide to act on the information that I'm going to give you. So make sure you watch this to the end. But before I get started, if you're new to my channel, go ahead, like and subscribe, drop your comments below. This is also going to help boost the algorithm and get this video message out to more traders like you. So let's get started. So basically, you are studying, you're spending more time learning, you are backtesting, you're doing everything that you think you should be doing, right? You even are going to the gym, you're eating clean, so you've adjusted your lifestyle and you've improved all the areas of your life, okay? And you understand the market, you understand how to trade, you understand your setup. You basically know what to do, but yet you are still stuck at break even. You're not blowing accounts, but you're not moving forward. And basically, these come down to a few emotions that are holding you back, that are hardwired into your subconscious without you knowing it. And it's basically sabotaging you. And so I'm going to explain to you what those emotions are. So the first one is basically fear. Fear of missing out or fear of losing. So you have to understand that fear is not real. Okay? Fear and danger are not the same things. Danger is when a saber-toothed tiger is actually about to eat you. That's dangerous. But fear is mostly in your head. It's all the way you're thinking about a situation or the way you're reacting to a situation. So you have fear. So you know what to do, but then you cannot do it. So let's say you have just taken a loss. Okay? That fear of loss or that emotional damage to your ego, it's going to make you hesitate for the next trade. So then what happens is you're not sure about the next trade. And because of that, you either miss out on a good setup or you get in late or you don't get the right, the most optimum entry for that trade. So then you don't make as much. So when you don't make as much or if you miss the trade, you barely recover from the loss that you had. Do you understand? So if that's the case, because fear is fooling your mind, okay, you're not going to be able to get your edge and your win ratios to play out. And over time, that's the thing that is going to grow your account. So if you, let's just say you lose 1R, but then your next one is a win and you win 2R, then you're technically up. But if you're hesitating and you are not able to let the strategy play out as planned, then you might just take 1R on the next one and then you're back at break even. Or even worse, you're so scared that you size down on your risk. So maybe you lost 1% and now you're in a drawdown. And then what you do is you're scared to take the next trade. You want to be cautious because now you're fearful. So your brain and your mind is in survival mode. And because of that, you might take the next trade and it might be 0.5% instead of 1%. But the next trade wins and you won 2R on the next trade, but you only made 1%. But if you took that next trade with 1% and let it win at 2R, then you'd be up 2% and then you would be net positive. So it's these things that is basically playing tricks on your mind, and it's what's holding you back. It's not really the strategy. You know what to do. You know how to trade. It's just yourself. It's your internal. So that's one of the modules that we have in the course. First link in the description. We go in and we can delete fear. Fear from being wrong or FOMO, fear of missing out, and also fear for your ego being affected. All of these things, and even fear of profits. We have modules for each of these that are very useful, and they go in and it's basically an old trapped negative emotion. So it goes in and we just delete them basically. So that is the first one that holds traders back and keeps them at break even. Now, the second one is greed. So this is basically from lack. So you have a childhood trauma, you have a past negative emotion from your childhood that is making you greedy, right? So what happens is basically you were missing out on things. You didn't get enough of a certain thing. Maybe you didn't have a lot of money, or maybe you just didn't have a lot of opportunities, or something like that, right? And it's created this dent in your subconscious so that you think that you have scarcity and lack within you, and so there's no opportunities for you. So when you're trading, you want to capitalize on your win. So say you're having a good week from Monday to Wednesday, you've been winning, right? And you start to get greedy because you think that there are no more setups to come. Like you have to take more trades today because today is all you have, because you have this lack mindset, right? If you were to be trading from a place of abundance, which is the opposite, then you would know that there's always more tomorrow, or there's always more next week. There's no need to take another trade today, because the next trade that you're taking today might not be the best setup. Do you understand? It doesn't fit all of your criteria. So now you're breaking your rules. And just because you're being greedy, because you feel like you need to do more. And so you can't sit out on trading, right? So basically you're trading out of boredom and greed. And because of that, you're not taking your A+ setups anymore. Now you're taking maybe a C or a D, or you're making trades up. Okay? Now you're not even trading your setup. And because of that, obviously you're going to start losing. And then that's how you start tripping up. And then you start to give your profits back. So you could have been up 2% on that week, and now you've messed up 2 or 3 trades and you just gave that all back because you wanted more, because you're not satisfied with what you have. You always think you can outsmart the system. You think you can outsmart the market. You think the market owes you something just because you showed up. And that is greed. And you can sit there and tell yourself that, oh, you're not greedy. You're whatever. But it's the same as the guy that goes to the casino and is winning and refuses to leave. Doesn't know how to walk away. Doesn't know when enough is enough. This is the problem. And then he ends up giving it back. And I hate to compare trading to the casino, but it is in a way kind of the same thing. Like, you don't know your targets. You don't know your profit targets. You don't know when enough is enough. There is no reason to continue trading just because you're up. Do you understand? So we also have a module for that in the course to get rid of the greed, to bring you back to basically logic and your sanity, and just delete the greed. Get it out of your system and reprogram your identity to get rid of the lack, get rid of the scarcity and survival mentality, and make you okay with who you are and feel like there's abundance all around you, so that you don't need to chase setups. You don't need to chase the market, right? So that's the second one. So when you combine both of these, they create hesitation and self-sabotage. So it's fear and greed is basically the two main things that cause people to buy and sell. Okay. It's, in crypto, for example, greed will make you buy the top because you see price going up. So you think it's going to go up forever. So then you end up buying the top, but you end up being the exit liquidity. Or fear will make you sell the bottom. So you sell bottoms. So you buy tops and sell bottoms. This is classic retail behavior because most people are trading and they don't understand their psychology. They don't understand their emotions. They don't understand that the decisions that they're making are based on these emotions. Okay. And they're just reacting to markets. And knowing about it is one thing, right? I'm sure you know that you should be buying red candles and selling green candles, right? Selling tops and buying bottoms. But yet you don't do it because you're basically frozen. You're unable to think logically now because you're thinking from a place of emotion, fear, or greed. So you're not making the right or the best decisions. And then you end up fumbling your bag. You end up, just losing your position. And I've done it. I did it before, with crypto. Okay. Because I had one bull run where I, got greedy and didn't want to sell the top. Okay. And then it ended up reversing and then I just lost everything. Okay. On that particular coin. So then I had that residue, that emotional memory, that negative experience. And then the next bull run, I had a really good coin and I sold too early and it kept going. So these things, if you're basing your decisions on these emotions, you're not going to make the right decisions. Okay. So you have to delete those emotions, get rid of them, and then trade what you see. You trade structure. You have a system. You know when to exit. You know when the impulse is done, or you have a proper system of taking profits and entering into trades. Okay. And you're not doing it from whatever you feel like for that day. It's got nothing to do with, fear and greed. It's all to do with your trade. And until you can master that, you're always going to be stuck at break even. You're always going to make some money and then give it back. You're going to lose some money and then make some money, and you're always going to be bouncing around at break even like a ping pong ball. And you can get stuck there for years. Okay. And being a break even trader is better than being a trader that blows their account, obviously, right? But you have to become a profitable trader. And by becoming a profitable trader, that means someone that has mastered their emotions. They understand their psychology. They know what is what internally, and they've fixed all their demons. They've done the shadow work. So basically, that's what my course is all about. We're all about doing the shadow work and fixing the negative emotions and your psychology, so that when you can clean up that side of the equation, which psychology is 90% of the entire formula, right? Strategy is just 10%. Once you have that dialed in, then you can start to progress forward and see the results that you want. So that's really the thing that is keeping traders stuck at stage 3, which is the plateau. Okay. Or also you can call it the, conscious competence level. Okay, so you're conscious and you're competent, you know what to do, but then you still can't do it because there's something holding you back internally. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, go ahead, like and subscribe, drop your comments below, let me know what stage you're at, and until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Bye.